Welcome in, everybody. We are here hosting the hottest media show on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the place where you bring all arguments, all disagreements. You bring your evidence, and guess what? It's going to be judged by public opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Check the Record Court Talk. Welcome in, Portal of Alignment. Welcome. Welcome. We're going to share and like the live, and we're going to have some fun with this. Thank you. I've been working on the new setup. Yes. It don't even be saying when I be sharing. Craig, welcome in. King Sosa, welcome in. Welcome in to Check the Record. This is the hottest media show on TikTok. You will be judged by the court of public opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, bring your facts in. Let's talk about it. Oh, wow. And I wonder. It literally takes you off the top viewers. Welcome in, everybody. Share and repost it. I'm finna get on that. What's your probable cause? Welcome in, Ours Live and Trust. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for the gifts. We're gonna repost it. Yup. Welcome in, everybody. I know what I'm gonna do. Welcome in, Mutaka Beerby. Welcome in to Court Talk. Welcome to Court Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to judge everything by public opinion. We're gonna get the public's opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Did it let me join? They really shadow banning you, boy. Man. It's all good. We gonna make it do what it do. We still gonna make it do what it do. Priceless Boss Antonia Infinitus, welcome in everybody. Welcome to Court Talk. We're going to be judging by public opinion. We're going to be judging by public opinion. Here, I'm going to give y'all the full description. Welcome to Check the Record. Court Talk. This is the show where every dispute, real disagreement, controversial situations are brought before the court of public opinion. On this show, one person will present their complaint as the plaintiff. The other person is going to present their response as the defendant. Both sides will explain what happened, present their evidence, challenge each other's versions of events, and answer questions from the panel. Then after we check the facts, examine the receipts, and hear both perspectives, the panel and the audience will decide who made the stronger case. This issue may involve relationships, friendships, family drama, business, disagreements, social media conflicts, broken promises, unpaid money, loyalty, respect, or anything else that needs to be placed on the record. Some cases will be funny, some will be serious, and some may become extremely controversial, but everybody will have the opportunity to be heard. This is not an actual courtroom, and the decisions made here are not legal judgments. This is an entertainment and discussion platform designed to promote accountability, honest conversation, and conflict resolution, and a fair examination on both. So, everybody, bring your story, bring your people, bring your screenshots, and most importantly, bring your receipts, because this is Check the Record, and y'all know what it is. So, everybody that's in here, man, y'all come on in, share and repost the live for me, because they don't want this to get big. This gonna get big. This gonna get big. You know what I'm saying? We got a plaintiff and we got a defendant. Man, y'all come bring y'all's beef up here. That's what this show's about. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real. Yeah, we like the beef. We like the chaos. We like all the arguments and disagreements. We want it all here. Yeah, we want to judge by the court of public opinion, ladies and gentlemen. We got to. We got to start holding people accountable. And the only way that we're going to do that is if we hold court. And as far as I know, court is in session. All right? So y'all share, repost the live, like with the little arrow in the corner. Man, repost that, man, so we can go ahead and get cranked up. Everybody, welcome in. Mac Patton, welcome in. Affirm Us, Infinitus, Portal. Everybody, welcome in. If you would like to come up as a panelist, you can. This is a new show, so I'm trying to get everybody to get it jumping. We got to get it jumping. We got to get the show jumping, because this going to be funny. This going to be real funny. Hold on, let me share it. Let me share it on my other profile here. Wow. Yes, sir. Here we are. Here we are. Hatik, welcome in. Welcome to Court Talk. Welcome to Court Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Court Talk. Y'all know how we got to get it. Y'all know how we got to do it. Y'all know we got to hold court. Y'all say y'all want to learn. We're holding court right now, y'all. I want all the chaos. I want all the drama. Yes, sir. I want all the tea, as everybody would say. I want the tea. That's what I want. I want the tea, ladies and gentlemen. Great day, Hatik. How are you? Power is verbal. Welcome in. We're hosting court, ladies and gentlemen, of the public opinion. Y'all come on in. This is the court of public opinion. You bring your drama, bring your you bring your messiness, bring your case today, and we're talking about it. I need everybody to get in here because we're holding court. This is the court of public opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we gonna work it out. We gotta talk it out. You bring up your issues. We're gonna host them live. And if you got an issue with somebody else, bring it on up. We're gonna handle it face to face, ladies and gentlemen. I'm finna make this the hottest show on TikTok. Y'all know what it is. DJ Redlow, welcome in. Welcome to court. Get in here. Turn your phones on. That's your First Amendment right. Record it. You know what I'm saying? And bring up your beef. Bring up your receipts. Bring up your drama. What do you got going on? Blessings. What do y'all got going on? What type of case do you got going on? Come on up on the panel. You know what it is. We're checking the record. So if you got beef with somebody, man, go ahead and invite them in. Like, you know what? I'm going to take you to the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion is going to decide. That's what we're going to do. Because we ain't going to argue back and forth. Nah. You're going to argue it in court, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to get answers. So if you got a case in your life right now, let's say you got a case and you're dealing with child support, foreclosure. Come on up. We're going to talk about it. We're going to pull up your defendants. You're the plaintiff. You're going to bring the issue. I want you to bring your argument that you're going to make in court, ladies and gentlemen. So even if you don't have drama or beef with somebody, bring up your issue and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get your issues out on the record. So who's it going to be? Who's coming up first? Come on, y'all. This is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. This going to get the algorithm jumping. If you got an issue out there, if you want to sue somebody, if you're dealing with a court case, I need to hear you. I need you to get on up and come tell me what you got. Oh, we got our first request. And brother or sister Honor, welcome up.
All right, I'm on. Peace, brother. How you doing?
Man, peace to the gods, brother Honor. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. So
Man.
I don't know if it fits into your. What I had a $30-some thousand arrearage. There was no proof of service the process. They got rid of 20-some thousand of it. Now they've tried to make 5,000 of it of a judgment. I didn't fight it at the moment, because I was just interested in getting my paperwork in order and what have you, and had plans to challenge it, and haven't challenged it as of yet, because I know the child support supposedly is voluntary. So
All right.
I don't know what.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know what pertinent information you need from me, but just to give you give you an idea of what's going on, so we can push the algorithm out there.
All right. So, what state do you live in, brother? Welcome.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing this case against the state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. More importantly, and what county are you in?
I guess you'd consider it. I guess Montgomery County, I think, or Philadelphia County. I'm not even sure what it would be.
Okay. Well,
I don't even know.
Well, we definitely we're gonna need that information because even though I'm doing this show, I am giving you answers to your question.
Well, it's cross state, so the child support is in New Jersey, and I live in Philadelphia. When I moved from Jersey out there a long time ago, they didn't do a minimum contact test. I didn't even know my license was suspended. They just got a default judgment, but they never even did the minimum. I had a driver's license all in Pennsylvania, never had a New Jersey driver's license or anything. Okay, so child support.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter if you have a New Jersey, driver's license or what. So where's your case out of? Like when you have court, where are you holding your court at? Where
Burlington County.
Burlington County, and that's in
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. So
I live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so you're doing a lot of Zooms.
Oh yeah, well I'm done with it now. They got rid of everything, and now they made 5,000 of it of a judgment, because that was a portion that I guess social services or welfare or whatever had happened. They had 3,000 to 5,000 that they wanted, so they couldn't get rid of the rest. So they said.
All right. So and who is they? The court?
The court itself.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be bringing the plaintiff Honor versus the state of we're going to say New Jersey on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Being that everything is interconnected, we're going to give our brother here some facts and not fiction on and we're gonna bring up the law. So he brought up his case, ladies and gentlemen. His case was, he said that they brought back arrearage after getting rid of arrearage after finishing child support.
No. I
Say it
never
again.
knew I would. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. It's my fault. I never knew I had child support. Apparently, the missus went and got on some type of public assistance. So public assistance made her sign something that basically put me on child support.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Check the Records Court Talk. So yeah, sir, I'm gonna say this, brother. Um, that is standard issue. Um, it's like standard issue. Like like presumptions that they're doing. So
Right.
so I want to paint a picture because I actually have a recording of DHS admitting that all the woman has to do is go sign up for benefits, like you said. They're going to sign this document, and I've actually found the provision in the IRC in Title 26 where it says these um, these benefits that they're getting, you know, what I'm saying, will be paid back by the father, and DHS confirmed that. She said we don't even need your Social Security. She said that we'll find you. I said, really? I said, that's interesting. You know, I was like, that's, you know, because I'm going to be honest, you know, at first I wanted to be upset, but I have a lot of control these days. So I was like, well, let me take advantage of this situation, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome in, everybody. So I took advantage of the situation because I was like, you know what? Let me keep asking her questions. One thing I know about, and y'all know, hey, we can check the record. There's a lot of people, but especially our ladies. Um, you know what I'm saying? You let them talk long enough, they're gonna talk themselves right into a hole.
Yep.
So, she was a woman and she didn't realize what I was doing. I think she forgot that I told her I was gonna record the call. Yeah,
Notice.
yeah, that's what I think happened. I think she forgot that I was recording. And so when I started getting
Mm.
cool with her, and I was like, you know what, madam, I apologize. I'm not going to yell at you. You know, I said I was just upset yesterday because the answers that I was receiving from Miss Smith, they just weren't satisfactory. So here's the net of it, brother Honor. All right. The net of it is child support is not an Article 1 court, nor is it an Article 3 court. Now, what are these courts? Article 3 is a constitutional court. Article 1 is a court created by Congress and it's under the legislative branch. So everybody, just so we're clear, y'all like the live, just so we're clear, it goes legislative, Article 1, executive, Article 2, judicial, Article 3, okay? So since it goes that way, they have what we call the separation of powers. Each one of those have power to do something, all right? The legislative, aka Congress, they create statutes, they create laws, laws, you know, air quote, laws. You see that? Celebration, air quote, laws, okay? So they create air quote laws. The executive branch can pull judges and people out of their appointed positions and fire and hire. And, you know, he's the general in chief. And then you have the judicial branch where all judicial power derives. So the only people that are allowed to just adjudicate cases, any type of case, is the Supreme Court. Now, here's the issue. The issue is these state courts, they don't fall up under either one of those. Because we can look up right now the and I'll look it up for you while I'm online, and you know we can ladies and gentlemen, y'all can check the record. I want y'all to not take my word for it. I want you to check, you know, behind me. So the question that we're going to be looking up is what are all what are all the names of the Article 1 courts? Because I think we need to clarify that, ladies and gentlemen. So my brother
Right.
Honor, so when my brother Honor goes and, you know, and he goes and sues these people, you understand? Like, you know, we're going to come for everything. So This is check the record, ladies and gentlemen, just so we're clear. I can see myself on the screen. The 6 courts that are listed as Article 1 courts are the United States Tax Courts, the United States Courts of Federal Claims, the United States Court of Appeals for Armed Forces, the United States Court of Appeals for Veteran Claims, territorial courts, and bankruptcy courts. So, other specialized Article 1 tribunals are United States Custom Courts, Commerce Court, and Temporary Court of Appeals. Now, I don't know about y'all, but every single one of those that I just listed don't say anything about Superior Court or State Court or anything like that. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and go. I'm going to my gatekeeping app, y'all. Not gonna hold you. This app I be gatekeeping, cause boy, like I can't give out all the juice. I just can't. So here we are. According to the record, and I'm in Cobb County, so this applies. This is applicable to every county, in America, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The Superior Court of Cobb County is not an Article 3 court. It is a state court, not a constitutional court with life tenure. It is also not an Article 1 court. It is not a legislative court created by Congress under its Article 1 powers. And not a U.S. territorial court or D.C. local court, which Congress has expressively designated as Article 1 courts under plenary power over federal territory. All right. So therefore, the Superior Court of Cobb County lacks the constitutional authority to adjudicate Title 4D proceedings, which are federal debt collection matters under 28 U.S.C. 3002 and properly within the jurisdiction of Article 1 legislative courts, not state courts, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all heard it here on Check the Record. So this is how we hold court, ladies and gentlemen, and we're fair. We gonna look up the facts, and the facts present as such. So, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you what that means. What that means is, in the case of Brother Honor versus the state of New Jersey, we find in favor of the plaintiff. We're gonna find in damages of upwards of $250 million because I currently have an active lawsuit for that much. Now, Ellis, how can we sue for that much? Well, I'll be happy to tell you. It may not, rail up to that much, but it's definitely going to be close to 100 million or better. So let me tell you why. All right. If we check the record, I am suing the state of Georgia for declaratory relief. But not only that, I'm suing 2 counties, multiple named actors and defendants. So when I say defendants, I mean like I'm suing Department of Health Services. I'm suing Cobb County Legal Aid, Cobb County Sheriff's Office, Cobb County itself, Cobb County Police Department, Cobb County. I'm actually about to sue the business that they have, the business DBA that I found. I'm also going to sue Cobb County Superior Court judges as a named defendant in my lawsuit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we rule in the favor of Brother Honor, the plaintiff. And this is what we're going to do. The remedy that you would need to seek. That's going to be a very important part of your session, Brother Honor. The remedy that you're going to want to seek is, being that your case is closed, you're going to have to open it back up, or we can skip that, or you can come to Equal Footing Institute, Equal Footing Institute of Law and Strategy, and you can come talk to the consultant firm, and then we can talk about getting you in federal court. Because see, you're not going to get remedy on a state level. No, they're not going to give you remedy on a state level, because if they were, they would have been did it, or they wouldn't have committed the fraud in the first place. So, according to 42 USC 658A. All states receive federal incentives, brother, for running their child support program based on
What was that law?
42, United States Code 658A. I'm going to drop it in the chat for y'all. I got you.
Wow.
Yeah, look that up. Look that up. Don't take
Yeah,
my
you know I'm on it. Yeah.
don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? Look that
Nah, I
up.
believe you.
Yeah, no, but this is what my Moorish brother did for me. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna see they get incentives based on performance metrics. So if you run your child support program this way, we're gonna give you money. Hold on, brother Honor. Last time I checked, that sounds like a financial incentive. And that sounds like I'm guilty before I walk my goofy ass in the door. And
I'm listening.
the reason it sounds like I'm guilty before I walk in the door is because you're basing this off of performance metrics. When you start getting into, how to make it cost effective and how to run the program more effectively based on cost and income, that's when it starts to get to be, first of all, that's when it starts to be fraud. Very dangerous. Because let me go ahead and complete the circle for you, brother Connor. Yeah, we in court. We're in check the records court talk. Let me go ahead and give you I'm sorry, there was somebody outside my window, y'all. Scared the hell out of me. You gotta watch your back. But let me go to give you the real. The real is these state courts not only have a financial incentive, but they receive at least bare minimum $1. And I ain't gonna say $1. They receive, they do, bare minimum $1 for every single civil case that runs through that courthouse, or that office rather, because it's an office. So for every civil case, every child support case, every CPS case, every domestic case, every civil case that you could think of, $1 goes into the Judicial Retirement Fund.
Let's go.
Yeah, y'all wanna find out the truth? Every $1 for let's check the record. Nope, let's get some real figures, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all drop some gifts in the chat, man. If y'all are here and this is entertaining for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, please repost it. There's like a little arrow in the corner. Repost and share the live. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make this the hottest show ever, because I want the drama. I want everything. If you got drama with another person, come holler at us. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be respectful here though, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, a little sidebar.
What's up?
I'd appreciate a follow back. I've been on the app like 4 years, and I'm kind of a customer service investigator. So I have to just tell you, I didn't have you pegged wrong, but I didn't have you pegged right neither. And I'm really happy to see someone like you on the app doing what you're doing. I'm very, very, very happy, and I can see a bright future, bro. I'm glad. I don't know where you came from. I don't know how long you've been on the app, but I haven't been completely forthcoming, but I got a library for you. You're gonna need about 5 gig of space. And I'm gonna give you access to something. You can just download it. You can scan it for you, download it, and all that. I'm not gonna outshine the master, because I don't think I can. However, I can add to your equation. You know what I mean? I'll need anything. I need what you're giving me now, and I appreciate being part of your platform. But you should check me out. We need to collaborate, because what you're doing here, we going to the courthouse doing boots on the ground. And you've highlighted some things in your content that have come across. I've been doing this 20 years that I did not either know or understand until I ran. So I'm not gonna act like all of a sudden, you know what I mean? XY, you are a significant addition to the app, and I just say don't let nobody pull you off the square, bro, because it's a movement. This is very important, because once you open that door, other doors are open. You don't even know they open, but once you open that door away from the Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, You know what I mean? And other aspects. Now you didn't open up. So it's wonderful, bro. I'm gonna shut up. This is your barbecue, and I am learning, but I'm not a novice. I'll just put it that way. I like what you got going on, bro. So
You know, you know what, as a fellow man, I want to say I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I generally ask from anybody. You may not like me, you know what I'm saying? You may not agree with everything that I say, but if we can have civil discourse and you can just come
Yep.
holler at me like a man, like, hey man, I might have had you pegged wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yep.
I'll say like, hey, like I'm learning. You showed me some things and I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you. Cause that's all I ask, bro. Like, I don't
Yep.
want beef, and I'll be completely transparent, like I always am. Bro, I got on the app like February, maybe January.
What?
Yeah,
What?
like
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a
go to
minute.
my first video. Hold on, let me go to my first video.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's go.
let me go to my first video.
Okay.
I think it was
Uh,
February, because I started Equal Footing in February. Hold on, that's when I got the accounts. In January, I think I applied for the LLCs and stuff. So
uh, uh, right.
I don't have like an official birthday for them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying, for the page. But let me see. My first um shit. I got a lot of posts now. All right, come on, get to the bottom. Get to the bottom. All right,
You
my
have
first.
copies of everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
okay.
it all
Because
on.
you can just jump on a whole nother app. Now you're just posting strategically. You already have your content done.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't even see the date on this. Hold on. Let me look at the analytics first. It may tell me the date. Yeah. March 7th. I posted my first post.
Wow. There's another brother on here, Trust Through Law or something. I just forgot
Yeah,
his
that's
name.
my man.
But
Trust in law. That's my dog.
yeah, bro. And you take the tap in with everything, and then you learn it on you guys. It's not gonna. All we have to do now is stop fighting each other, stop reporting each other, and stop trying to steal people's. Just be like it. That's all we need now, because all the pieces of the puzzle is here. Just the team is not all moving in the same direction. You know, and
No.
you're like Yusuf, and a few other people who are refreshing, because you dispel some of the commonly spit rhetoric, and let's get down to it and check the record. Why is everybody okay? People are telling you stuff and they don't have no receipts for what they're telling you. They're regurgitating. You know what I mean?
No.
And
Exactly.
we all do that, but a lot of us haven't educated ourselves concerning, with what you're talking about. Even sitting in the live, if you just stop and listen and pay attention to the content and be serious and stay focused and don't be jumping around all over the place, you would have learned something already. You would almost not even need a consultation, or you would step into the consultation able to help them help you.
That.
And
Okay.
somebody have to drag your hand through everything.
You know what? I fuck with you, brother Honor, because
Yeah.
bro, that's
So,
exactly what I.
so let me tell you what I did now, just to.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll wait, because I might be revealing stuff before you want it out. All right,
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
I'll follow your lead. What's up?
No, go ahead. No talk, brother.
So what I did was I have wrote some letters and challenging this and challenging that, and highlighting the fact, like, once due process is violated, it doesn't matter what's next, what happened next. I don't even need to go in. Well, yeah, go the route you're saying, but I'm going from a due process, and not even challenging jurisdiction necessarily, which it is an aspect of jurisdiction, subject matter, personal territorial. I wasn't even in your venue. I didn't even reside in the state. So someone that was supposed to. So anyway, I highlighted those facts. I contacted them, the judges' chambers, the attorney general. I mean, let them know, I understood. And if they didn't negate this, I was coming down to their courthouses and start teaching everyone what's voluntary and what's not. I'll just be
Oh,
cryptic. I'll be cryptic. So I keep, I mean, this is your barbecue. So,
like
it's 100%. It's 100% like you are violating due process rights here. Child support is voluntary. So you don't know where you volunteered and how you volunteered. I had a friend who terminated their parental rights and start getting child support payments back. I'm not saying terminate your parental rights, but it is a window to understand how the system has to regurgitate if something else takes place. So I don't know. You wouldn't probably know a little more than I do about that. But anyway, to end it. So when I went to court, I didn't say anything. I said, "You mind if I proceed in these proceedings, preserving all my rights?" I sat down, I put my hat on the ground. They got rid of the arrearage and made 3,000, 5,000 of it a judgment. He looked at me and said, "You cool? You good now?" I nodded and I got up out of there. I just left it. I could have challenged I just didn't challenge it because it's still the due process from the beginning. You gave me court established paternity. And then I started inquiring arrearage, and I had no idea I wasn't even living in the state. That means there was no way you could have possibly noticed me. There's no service of process, proof of service, and there's property rights associated because you have the rights to the wages of your children. I'll stop there because I get on a tangent. But we boots on the ground, real quiet though, so we don't wind up swinging anywhere. But yeah, we boots on the ground. Not deadbeat daddy, no. But you have employment, you have vehicles, you have property, everything is, attached and mingled, and held up and garnished. And that itself is illegal. The employer is liable, because you had no right to take my property and you had no right to search me out to find me, because that's a violation of my rights against unreasonable searches and seizure. It doesn't have to come from a government entity. I have a right to be free from illegal search and seizures, unreasonable search and seizures from anyone I run across.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, I'll just leave it there. But I'm with you, bro. And I am learning, regardless of what I'm telling you I know or what I sound like. You bring a fresh perspective that takes what I do know to another place. Like, oh, wait a minute. That's right. As a matter of fact, so you're refreshing, and that's awesome, bro. Let's go. I look forward to your help, and I'll send you over what I've already done. Mm-hmm. Just so you can get an idea where I'm at. So you see, I'm not trying to beat the system, and maybe we can politic. You know what I mean? Because you should always do that. Because when I first started, that's how I started learning. Pretending I knew already, so people wouldn't hold it from me, and I got more than But so I send you some receipts, and then you can kind of critique, and I'll follow your lead, bro. I like what you got going on.
No, for sure, brother. I'm attempting. So this is what's gonna happen. Not even attempting. So, depending on when I get off live, if I can catch, I probably won't catch it today, but if I want tomorrow, when I go to the post office, I'm going to send my judge a letter, registered mail. It's an executor letter. And it references, like you said, I do the chambers now because my administration is properly taken care of. So,
so you don't even have, so they shouldn't have access to you at that point then.
They don't now.
Okay.
Like as of now, they don't. They can't touch me like with a 10-foot pole, because not only do I know exactly how your system works, you know what I'm saying? Like where you fall, where they fall, like who's supposed to do what, who knows what. Yeah. No, it's raps. It's raps.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with you, but the misconception is there's two places. Either you're public or you're private, and they don't mix. Either you're doing business or you're not doing business. You have, I don't want to get too, I got to talk to you off grid, because I don't care where you are. If you're not somewhere, then I'm going to make sure you're there. And if you are, then we can help each other irregardless. I don't even care. I'm not trying to high sign or nothing, but there's an aspect that we're missing. I like where you're going, but there's a way you can circumvent all of that, possibly. And I'll just run it past you, and maybe you can, we'll sit down in a private, and because you're refreshing, I want you to run. I don't know if you're familiar with Yusuf L. SPC University, Secured Party University. I don't know if you ever heard of it. He has like a $50 a month, I think, subscription, but he has a $3 too. I've already, that's one of my mentors, without knowing who I am. So I've always followed him, James C. Lovett, Big Bad Wolf, David Windmiller, Carl Miller, Oh, I can't believe the Godfather. What's it? Yusufel is the Godfather. He's the living left. What's the guy's name? Patrick Devine. All these people, are the foundation of all this stuff you find these people out here doing that you're dispelling, that you're setting the record straight on. But it would do you a lot of good to go and check out high frequency radio on Facebook, because it's going to take you to the next level. I don't know where you are, so I'm not even, but no matter if you're established, it's going to take you to the next level, because there's another understanding of capacity that just pretty much is like, kind of like when the social security numbers without the dashes is closed for offsets and discharge, it just, we'll get into it. I don't know where you are. So, but like, you about to fly. And if not, then I'm gonna help give you some fuel, or I'll push behind the buggy. I don't care, but yeah, because what you're doing is awesome. And it's a little simpler than making you go all the way around the corner, kind of like how Western math is, as opposed to math that you'll find in other countries. They have you go all the way around the corner to the equation when they find the equation like this, and what you're doing is something else.
So
The way to go ahead.
my thought pattern on it is, I'm really good at pattern assimilation. Like
Yeah, you are.
my brain works in a certain type of way. So
Okay.
it compiles information, and then I create like an infrastructure that will get me to the goal the fastest, but the
Okay.
optimized way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I kind of work backwards. Like, so I can start
Okay. Okay.
a little information, and then with a little bit of research, I can like pretty much figure out what the rest.
Okay, I got you. No, I got you. Yeah, I just want to talk to you off grid then. That's awesome. It'd be, there's, even if it's a text in your DM, you know what I mean? We can do that. And yeah, because you're gonna, because that's what I had to understand. Because you're not wrong, but the way you approach it, is awesome. And there are many other ways, that keep you from even being exposed. Like you're not even part of the equation. It's being done for you. You're the beneficiary. You're not even part of the equation. You're silent, non-disclosure. All rights have been given to the trustees. You're okay, validated. I need my original wet ink signature. Number one, I need my original wet ink signature on the contract. I need your authorization from the original creditor to collect the debt. I need the entirety of my file. And they can't produce those things. Please refrain from contacting me until you've sent these matters. Otherwise, I will be considered harassment and blah 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 blah.
King. Nah, for sure, brother. I really do appreciate it. Just shoot me a message, and we'll chop it up off grid.
I like what you were saying, though. You were saying that everything goes through the case, and it winds up going to the retirement fund. I think is where you left off.
Yeah.
The retirement fund.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get back to it, because I'm finna go ahead and let's go ahead and follow the money, because that's where everything lies. So based on, this is Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Based on a review of Georgia's state sources, here's a breakdown of how money flows into the Judicial Retirement Fund. The contributions can be split into two main categories: judges and the state and counties. All right. Oh, two main categories from judges and from the state and counties. All right. Employee contributions, what judges pay. Judges contribute a fixed percentage of their salary, which is deposited into their individual employee contribution account. So it sounds like basically a freaking shit. That's how you know I don't be in the corporate world. I don't really care about it.
Not supposed to go in there anyway, right?
Exactly. A fucking what do you call that? Shit.
Say it. Come on, help me. I'll help you. All right, let's go.
Retirement fund for corporate people.
Yeah, 501 for 401k.
401k. There we go. That's what I was saying. It's basically a 401k is all they're saying. All contributions are a percentage of earnable compensation. Earnable.
Right.
Ooh, that word just fucked me up. Which is salary paid from state funds for their judicial office. So
like a private fund, right?
Yeah, and I don't like the word earnable, compensation, because what that means is, you know what I'm saying, it's based on your performance metric.
Right. It's a conflict of interest right in your face.
Yeah.
You have
So
a if you have a pecuniary interest in the they're right in our face with it like spit like right on your face like whatever, take it or leave it, and if not we're gonna take your license, and if not we're taking you to jail, and if not
yeah, so the base rate, the vast majority of judges, including superior court judges, district attorneys, state court judges, and solicitor generals, have standard employee contribution rates of 7.5% of their earnable monthly compensation. Other deductions, judges may have an additional 0.25% of their earnable compensation, um, if they
wow,
are covered by the group term life insurance plan. So
wow,
there's a group insurance policy that you can attack, ladies and gentlemen. The pickup contribution. The employer, the state or county, often pays the employees 7.5% contribution on their behalf. This is a pickup contribution under the IRC code section 414H and is considered a mandatory contribution that is 100% vested for all purposes under the retirement system. Now, employer contributions, what the state pays. In the addition to employee contributions, the state and other employing entities make separate contributions to fund the system. While the employee contribution rate is fixed in law, the employer contribution is determined by the Board of Trustees. Total 2024 contributions. According to the audited financial statement for the year ending June 30th, 2024, total employer contributions to the fund were $4,746,964. The split. This amount
woo,
is split between the state of Georgia, which contributes as an employer and as a non-employer. The state's contributions to the fund system as a whole, the breakdown of the fiscal year of 2024, was the state of Georgia, the employer contributed $2,728,534, which is 57.48%. And then the non-employer, state of Georgia, um, contributed $2,018,430, 42.52%. The total
wow.
size of the judicial retirement fund for Georgia is itself substantial. As of
That's a
June
combined fund, right?
Yeah, as of June 30th, 2023, the fund had $558,834,000 in it in total
Wow.
assets. The system is reported to be well funded with a fund ratio of 105.1% as the same date, meaning its assets exceed its liabilities. The base contribution, the primary contribution for most judges is 7.5% of their state paid salary. The employees' cost in 2024 to the fund was $4,700,446,964, and then the total assets in it are 558 million.
I got a question.
Yeah.
It said earnable, right? So that separates their non-earnable. Like there's just a normal compensation because you have the job, and then there's another, right? So they have two streams of income within that. Is that what
Yes.
that's saying?
Yes. In layman's
Wow.
terms, yes. They have a. That's why their capacities are different too. So that's why you can sue them both in their official and non-official capacity.
Right. They have an oath. Yeah.
Because you're getting paid from for example, the court of the Cobb County Superior Court judges. You're getting a paycheck from
Right.
them, which
Yeah. I never knew.
yeah,
I never knew.
which the parent company is the it's called the Judiciary Court of Georgia. That's the parent company. So that's who you're getting paid from. Then you're getting an individual paycheck, you know what I'm saying, just for having the job itself. But that's
Right.
why,
Right.
but
Right.
being,
Right.
being that they earn so much money, that's why judges have to put 7% of their income in there. Because
This is strange.
yeah, these niggas are no
How? But
these
how can you do it right in the open? Is what I'm not understanding.
ignorance.
Because it's a conflict of interest, it's a direct conflict of interest. If there's a financial interest in the money I receive from those that I assess funds to, huh?
I'll tell you how. So it's not a conflict of interest. Let me switch your words up. It's a structural conflict.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. I'll
Structure,
take that. Yep.
the structure itself is flawed and unconstitutional. Like the moment that like
Blatantly flawed.
yeah, like the moment that it comes into fruition, into existence, it's fraud.
What am I missing? Something we're missing. We gotta look it up. There's something we're missing that they're justifying it with, because otherwise it's just a direct miscarriage of. I mean, that's bad. It has to be a way it's justified on the books.
So the way that they're doing it, and this is why they're scared of me in this lawsuit right now. Because when I mail off these next documents, certified mail this time, now I know they're gonna pop up on the docket. Because here's the thing: I'm suing them in federal court for not for putting me on child support. No, 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 no. I'm starting with procedural due process. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm coming after your procedure. Your procedure was wrong first.
Ooh. Right. Basically. Right. Okay. Let's go.
So in my case, which in everybody's case, it was wrong. Not only is my name not on the certificate of service of the final order, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even signed by my judge. It was signed by a retired judge. Both of them were retired judges. So,
And a lot of time there's no stamp, right?
oh, there was definitely no seal. There wasn't shit there.
No seal, no stamp, nothing.
Nothing. Bro, I could pull the document out right now and show you. Nothing.
I believe you, bro.
Nothing. So like, you know, here's where I've pieced these puzzle pieces together, because I'm at a stage now where, and I think I've done it. You know, I wanted to know what's gonna make the judge, like when they see this shit, it's like, oh, bro, end this shit now. End this shit now. What's it gonna be? So that's why I said executor letter, because I'm like,
Right,
but
you're working a job you don't know you're working. That's why they can tax you.
no,
You joined the club you didn't know you joined.
no, of course well, in my case, let me tell you, here's a few nuance details in my case that make it different. One, in my court like file, I looked it up this morning. It in my original court file where it says consent, it's not available because there isn't one. Where it
Right,
says,
but the minimum contact is: do you have a job in area? Do you have a bank account? Do you have a driver's license? Do you have a
oh yeah,
vehicle
no,
registered?
in Georgia, they fuck your head up because they do a thing called legitimation.
What?
Yeah, legitimation means
So the affidavit of non-corporate existence, like they do in Louisiana, I guess you got to bring to Georgia.
basically you got to go in and you're basically putting yourself on child support to be the legal father of the children. Legal.
Yeah, but I don't need it. I made my children, and what I told them, I made my children in the private. I'll take care of them in private. I do not need your assistance or your services.
I wasn't hip to the game, at all then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. They got you.
Yeah, I wasn't even a neophyte yet.
They created a monster. That's what they did.
Oh, they created a demon, bro. Like I'm the worst. Like I'm in one of the you cast me down to hell, and you thought I was gonna burn and rot. And bro, I went in beating everybody's ass and took over. And now I'm back, and you're looking at me like, oh my God, this man is filing. Oh, I have their surety bond information, insurance information, I have everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, I filed a early case management, pre-chambers hearing, well, pre-chamber service in federal court. Bro, my judge has had me under frivolity determination for 3 months because this nigga is absolutely 150% scared. And let me tell you why. I filed a funding brief. And what is a funding brief, fellas? Well, I found the incentives that we were just looking up. Ding, 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 ding. They're online and they have to post them publicly. So you can find them. So guess what I did?
You found it.
I decided I was going to find them. And I found them. They're on the tags office, taggs.gov, the TAGG, maybe HHS. One of them, it's on tags though, for sure, 150%. And so what I did was I went and found the account name, the account number, what's it labeled as, the fact that it's perpetual, the fact that you got $18 million on my birthday, April 1st, the fact that I see all your other payments, and the fact that I
Uh-oh.
comprehensively put that in a chart, a nice little graph, Excel spreadsheet, where I have the judge's name, how many violations and what they did to me, and how much y'all made that year in child support. So then I reference it all to Caperton and Massey, one of the strongest um, case laws that y'all might not ever learn until you do some deep digging. It deals specifically on the actual infrastructure of child support being fraud because you have a structural financial interest in it. It's a structural conflict. So
Right, but they can't interfere with the performance of contracts. That's the whole like kit and caboodle almost. Once they've made it look like you've consented to the contract, now you have to perform on it, and that's how they're beating the door down on you.
what I've learned to do is if y'all haven't noticed from that video, one thing that I've really started to learn to master, and I recommend everybody master it, is burden shifting. I
Oh
shift.
yeah, yeah, I seen that.
I'm not answering shit.
Right,
I'm not answering nothing. I do all the asking. This is my court because
right. Birds on the stage. Right.
I'm not asking nothing. Oh, excuse me. I'm asking all the questions. Bro. If you listen to that video, you heard that actor say this isn't a question and answering session. And as soon as you got done saying that, I asked you another question, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you say, nigga, because
It's on the record.
yeah,
On the
it's
record.
it's
I'm making
on.
a record.
Yeah, I'm building the record in front of you. So guess what's gonna happen? Either you gonna put up or shut up, boy. Because like what people don't know is the people that are like this is fake or this is bullshit. No, I was speaking legalese to him. He knew, and here's the difference. Here's a nuanced detail that people don't know. He a year prior, you know what I'm saying? Revoked my bond and laughed at me and said in my face, "Ha ha ha! I'm not an Article 3 judge." I said, okay, because I knew I didn't know enough at that time. And I was locked up. I said, all right, bitch, I'm going to be back. Bro, everything comes full circle. I said, all right, bitch, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back. Hello? Oh, what's up, Robert? Hey, let me give you a call back in a few minutes. All right, brother. I tell y'all clients, bro. They be calling. Um, so they, yeah, bro. Basically, at this point, what I've learned in my journey. um, People get
Sorry.
confused too of what I be arguing. Sometimes I combine my argument for state and federal. People be thinking I'm in federal all the time, but I'm generally talking about state court where all my cases are, and then I'm saying federal court is where I'm doing all the pre-chambers and all of that because they already submitted it to the judge. And I'm gonna just be honest, he's a procedural guy. He's very technical. The reason they don't want to move forward is because they have no way out of this. You want to know what I did to win my lawsuit up front? I mentioned Rooker and Feldman, and I mentioned Ex parte Young, and I mentioned judicial immunity, and I mentioned qualified immunity. Why you can't do it, and the case law to back it up. Now, show me how you're finna win. Now that we've leveled the playing field, matter of fact, we've tilted into my favor immensely because there's not a provision alive, and I've read it all, brother. There's not a provision alive that they're finna use to win this. They can't. There's not one. There's not
I'm gonna
one.
stay. I'm gonna stay glued to the screen and learn.
There's not one because when you mention like the case law where it says when a judge acts outside of jurisdiction. See, my argument, like you said, it's not jurisdiction in federal court. No, 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 no. My argument is procedural due process, fraud, and I know people are like, you can't use the word fraud. Fuck that.
Which includes jurisdiction. Procedural due process includes jurisdiction.
Thank
It
you.
includes process of service, service of process.
Thank you. So when I touch on one, which will get past the door, all of the rest fall. Because like when if I hit them with jurisdiction first, if I hit them with personal jurisdiction first, if I hit them,
Right.
it don't matter
You're
where I
sorry.
hit
You
you.
be that.
Yeah, it don't matter where I punch you from at first. The rest of it is gonna crumble because, like, bro, you can't prove shit. Because if you can't prove personal jurisdiction, you damn sure can't prove subject matter. If you can't
Not
prove
even
subject,
procedural due process, like you said, it's
yeah,
over.
oh yeah, bro. So like, so exactly. So I'm not even gonna
Where's my
touch
wedding signature on the proof of
everything.
service? Where's that
Everything.
at?
Where's everything? Where's my wet ink signature on the consent form? Where's my complaint form that's supposed to be in there? Where's my
How was paternity established? Court established paternity.
nigga? It never was.
So it was court established. They went through the court and established it that way. That's what they did to me. They just made it my baby and start obsessing
Yeah.
me arrears.
You're right. They just their last name's Raspberry. You're on the birth certificate. Paternity.
They can't make you non-custodial. That they violated. They can't just make you a non-custodial. Custodial, because custody is not proximity.
Absolutely. So what
So
I did was
you know,
in my documents, because the IRC is where they operate up under. See, they operate up under the Article 1 IRC. You know,
4D.
yeah, child support. They the local state courts use the IRC as their procedure. So
Wow.
so they act as an Article 1 court.
So they're still doing bid performance and payment on the in every court.
Every court.
It's all commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah. Okay.
so what they're doing is they are posing as an Article 1 court, and but they don't have permission from Congress to settle debt collection matters, which are, i.e., child support. So
Right. There's no debtor's prison in the country.
exactly. So not only can I separate myself from child support there, just like you said earlier, I separate myself from the obligation because according to the IRC 671 through 679, you know what I'm saying, when you establish your trust or your estate, because it's your first and middle and last name, comma, estate, your estate becomes a living estate at that point. So the moment that you establish yourself correctly and your children as beneficiaries in your ministry, guess what the fuck happens? They're my property, and now I have like actual through their channel, I have full custody and control over their estate, which means I have full custody and control over them. So what's going to happen is when I go into court, August 20th, they're going to give me full custody of my children. They have to.
Wow.
That's what that executive letter is for. I'm mailing it directly to her, but I'm getting ready to file an affidavit of fact or affidavit of truth alongside the executive letter on the docket. So it's there, and I mailed that shit to you, bitch. So pick your poison.
Right. That's so crazy.
Because I told her at the end of the letter, I said, I'm giving you an opportunity to do what's right before it gets embarrassing on the 20th.
Oh, wow.
I'm serious. Like, I'm giving you, because my affidavit of fact or truth, no, none of that in there is a request. I made sure that none of the verbiage was an ask in any way, shape, fashion under God's green earth. I'm like, no, it's all demands and assertions and declarations. This is what's going to happen. You're going to dismiss the case. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And I'm going to send the executive letter with it. And I'm going to send it registered mail right to the fucking courthouse for her. Sign it, bitch, because this is your mail. And when you open
Right, but it's everything in the proper. Oh, they must have everything in their proper place.
Oh, well, I'm in.
So they're not calling you executive de tort, you know. So they have all their paperwork in order, like they already have established.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The IR.
Okay, yeah. They'll backdoor you with that.
Yeah, no. Every channel has the document.
Okay.
I mail those.
Okay.
They're there. It's over with. So what's going to happen now is, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to give her a chance because she's a coward. And so the fact that you haven't responded to over 35 filings and one, case file, and then all the other case files I haven't flooded too, it's like, listen, I know you don't want to go toe to toe with me on the battlefield. Here's your chance. Here's your out. Right here. Here's your out. Go ahead and dismiss the contempt and the original order as void, so you ain't got to come out your chambers. Because I promise you, I am recording on the 20th, and boy, it's finna get wicked. It's finna get wicked. Because what
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know is where's my executive letter? See, a lot of people don't know to use this verbiage.
Hold up, I gotta plug up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't know to use this verbiage. One, I say executor, executrix office, nation, Georgia. I am not in the state of Georgia. My P.O. box is in the United States minor islands. The outlining islands. 10 miles off the coast. Yeah, landlocked, baby. But here goes the main thing and verbiage that everybody needs to know for these state courts. This is what they don't want you to know. Under the traditional rule of admiralty jurisdiction, if the wrong occurred on navigable waters, the action is within admiralty jurisdiction. Now, here goes the big one. Let me just get to the big boy. Here we go. Because we're in Cobb County, right? Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Plant Mystic. I was going to say that a different way, and I'm not falling for it. But anyway, this is what y'all need to know, and they don't want you to know, ladies and gentlemen. All right? The Superior Court of Cobb County is located in Cobb County, Georgia. A landlocked county. The Amit River reference in Foremost Insurance Company versus Richardson is in Louisiana. No navigable water body is implicated in the underlying proceedings. Cobb County, Georgia. The site of the underlying proceedings is not within the maritime jurisdiction of the United States. There is no navigable water body, no vessel, no commerce, no admiralty nexus. The child support order entered against Ellis Meshach Raspberry was entered on land in a state court involving domestic relations matters. That is no maritime connection whatsoever. The absence of navigable waters, maritime coordinates, and admiralty nexus establishes that the Superior Court of Cobb County lacks admiralty jurisdiction over the matter. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you start talking about coordinates, maritime coordinates, that's when shit starts getting real wicked. But let me pull up the next portion that's gonna make this even more wicked. Because what you're not gonna do is think you finna get off scot-free, right? So we can't let you think you got off scot-free. So Article 3, Section 1, Article 3, Section 3, Clause 1, the state's Constitution provides treason against the United States shall consist in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. Uh-oh. So you just got to make a confession in open court, and they are committing treason. But anyway, the definition of treason is strictly limited to levying war against the United States and adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. This is narrow definition. It's a very narrow definition, but guess what? However, the concept of breach of fiduciary duty or fraud upon the court is actionable. Actionable. When a state official, under color of law, violates the Constitution, they have committed a breach of public trust. The color of law frameworks provides the basis for actionable violations when a court enters a void judgment without jurisdiction. The court has acted outside its constitutional authority. This is a violation of due process clause of the 14th Amendment. The unsigned order, the defective service, and the absence of personal jurisdiction are all violations of due process, actionable under 42 U.S.C. 1983. The submission of an unsigned order, the failure to properly serve Ellis Meshach Raspberry, and failure to name Ellis Meshach Raspberry on the certificate of service constitute fraud upon the court. Fraud upon the court is actionable. And just so we're clear about jurisdiction, 26 U.S.C. 7442, the tax court and its division shall have such jurisdiction as is conferred on them by this title, by the Internal Revenue Code of 1939, or by other laws. The phrase such jurisdiction as is conferred is a limitation. The tax court has only the jurisdiction expressly granted by Congress. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to rule on the in favor of the plaintiff, Brother Honor, and see to that he receives very high compensated damages in the realm of $250,000, and court is dismissed. Gavel slam. All right. That's our child support lesson for today, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anybody else that would like to come up and speak about their case? What do you have going on? Because court is in session. We are here to give the proper information. This is Check the Record Court Talk, ladies and gentlemen. I need to know something. What's up? Eddie, OCF, welcome in. Eddie, if you got a case or you know somebody that's got a case, come on up. Come on up. Who this is? Uh-oh. I know who this is. All Seeing Joaquin, welcome in. Power is verbal, but I know who you are.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's up?
I'm currently doing, as you know, going through a foreclosure on my home. The company itself started. They initially did something called steering, which is where they make your interest rate extremely high. So when I signed the mortgage loan, my loan was for 30 years. Obviously, I should be done paying my house in 30 years. But when I got home and read the paperwork, because once again, I was a newbie and I didn't know what I was doing when I went in buying my home, but it just felt the spirit of it. I just felt like I was being ripped off. And I kept looking them in their face and asking them questions, and they were just like doing these fake smiles and, you know, just sign the paper, kind of things like that. And I was there with my children, so there was no sympathy for reality. You know, like this is a single mother and she's here with her children and they're struggling. They put me in a house that should have been classified as abandoned. I found out that they put me in a 150-year mortgage payment. They put it on a scale that goes up every single year, but was going up by the day. There's just a lot. Anyways.
All right. So, next case on the docket. Check the Record Court Talk 000-002. We are now bringing up Powerful is Verbal versus Morgan & Morgan. And
No. Cross-country mortgage.
Cross-country mortgage. So Power is Verbal is the plaintiff, and cross-country mortgage is the defendant.
And they have them with them tied in Rocket Mortgage and Mr. Cooper Loan. So they have actually three companies. Yeah, and I think there's another one, but I don't know the name of the other one that's tied in to my loan that I had no idea about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you've heard it here: Rocket Mortgage, Cross Country Mortgage, Cooper,
Mr. Cooper
Loans, and we're gonna put John Doe's 1 through 30, so we can find out later on who else, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be up. So, ladies and gentlemen, All right, I need y'all to send some gifts and like the live. Continue to like the live, man. We are here with Power is Verbal. She's actually one of my current clients, and we're going to talk about it today. Let's get into it. So, when we're talking about buying a car, house, or land, ladies and gentlemen, this is when the IRS, and I'm going to mute you up for just a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, what the issue is when we are dealing with these IRS forms, you need to realize how exactly they work. And we have to get a little creative because we all know we got bonds and we behind our social and birth certificate and all that good stuff. All right. So since we know we have all this, we have to be a little more creative in how we're and just remember what I said in the case with Brother Honor. Okay. I said I'm big on burden shifting. Okay. So even in the sense of when we're talking about debts that are owed, you need to learn to burden shift your debt. I'm going to debt shift. We're going to shift that over. Okay. So we need to start realizing what these IRS forms are and how is the IRS our friend, because everybody says it on the internet, but nobody really describes it. So when we're doing our accounting, because that's what you're doing in the IRS, you're doing your accounting. When we're talking about a house, the number one thing that these companies do, and let me pull it up right here. It's already pulled up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. What they do is you need to let them know that they are in violation. Here we are. Here we go now. One time. All right. If you sign a contract, most of us have blank endorsed it and we didn't know. Okay. Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zelle, your choice. All right, so they're in what we would call malfeasance in office, and then they're a breach of fiduciary duty to the trust. Now, these are two things that they're automatically guilty of when they A, deny you of something, or B, in her case, you know what I'm saying, she done got a house and they don't have the wet ink signature. You know what I'm saying? So her defense is going to be produce the note defense. Somebody got to produce some proof. Because if we're talking about burden shifting, I need proof. I need proof. So let's talk about it. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to check the record, right? Let's get her. What is malfeasance in office? Is generally defined as the commission of an unlawful act by a public official in the performance of official duties. The actual definition is the commission of an act that is unequivocally illegal or completely wrongful. The intentional performance of an act that a public official has no legal right to do. So, the elements of malfeasance in office, to establish it, it generally must show the person was a public officer or public employee acting under the color of official authority. The officer committed an affirmative wrongful act. The act was unauthorized by law or performed in an unlawful manner, and then the conduct resulted in harm to the public, an individual, or the integrity of the office. Oh, there are different ones. What are you? Google Chrome, get on my way. So there are different ones. There's malfeasance, and then there's misfeasance, which is performing a lawful act in an improper and negligent way. Nonfeasance, which is failure to perform a duty that was legally required for them to perform. So all of these fall up under that category.
Yeah, and Ellis, I just got the packet that I sent you today.
Yeah.
With I did sign. They sent it.
They sent the wet ink signature?
I don't think it's the original, but it's a copy with my name on
Then
it.
nah, then we don't give a fuck about none of that. I said
Oh,
produce
okay.
the original wet ink. That's why it's wet ink. Where's that motherfucker where I put the pen on that bit? Cause you sold it. 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 Like Mr. Krabs said, you stole it. You stole it. Or you stole it. Because what they did, see, my question is this. Nobody asked the basic questions. So let's ask the basic questions. When you bought this house from cross
Cross
country,
country.
yeah, when you bought it from them, where the hell do all these other companies come from? I bought it from
Right.
you niggas.
Right. And I wasn't informed when they switched it over either. And then when I sent in the demand, they waited until just now, so it's 2 months later, and said, I sent my demand out of the time zone that they require. So they denied to give me my request and to answer the questions in the demand. They denied the demand packet.
Okay, I would send it again, and I would send it with the 1099 forms I told you.
Yeah.
And so when you send it with the 1099 forms this time, that's your last and final. Um, yeah, they
Giving
saw
them
that.
a good faith opportunity to remedy.
Yeah, and then you also mentioned the UCCs about dishonor. You know how they're dishonoring you, and mention all the UCCs that protect you, Mama. And if you need help, you already know. You call me.
Oh, you know I'm
You know,
coming.
yeah, we'll get the UCCs. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's like UCC 3, like 6 something for dishonor, or 5 something for dishonor. Like 5. I'm finna think of 503 or 603 is one of them. 603 is tender payment. But either one, they're in dishonor. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? So, because they're doing it to you. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's all you got to do. It's just you gotta stay on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And when they say, "Oh well, we're gonna deny this packet," bitch ass nigga, y'all are already breaching fiduciary duty and public trust. So I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Take me to court then. Come on, let's go. Because
Right.
by the time that we get, if they take you to court, man, you already know, man, we'll have a packet ready for you in court, like showing them what's up. But once you get your ecclesiastical set together, so yeah, all you're gonna do is wait. Let me not jump spaces, man. When you send that demand packet back, send it back with the 1099 forms and stuff, and you write them that letter saying like, hey, you know what I'm saying, and then you like the example I gave you, you fill in the treasury, you fill in everything, you know what I'm saying, so that way they can either accept it or not, and you let them know. If they don't accept it, then you know what I'm saying, they're in breach. They're already in breach of that, but you let them know you're offer a settlement by registered mail if they say no. Exactly. So that's why you put it in the affidavit of conditional acceptance. You know what I'm saying? You send them a freaking a letter, to the creditor, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you can either give this to me and we can settle it this way, or if you don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna go ahead and send it myself. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they'll be forced to. But then you sue them afterwards. So less drama in court because you did it administratively, but then you sue the shit out of them.
No matter what,
What do you mean? No matter what,
if I go to court or not.
you still gonna sue them. Like
What'd you say?
you're still gonna sue them regardless.
Ah.
Like it don't matter. Like right now they violated you, and you're dealing with the bullshit. So yes,
Yeah, that's very true.
we're. Oh, I must ain't told you that. Baby, we suing. Further,
I
further
already
information.
know. I just like to ask questions for double checking my boxes.
Yeah, you already know. Like, no, we are suing them. They are not getting away with that. No, ma'am. And like he said, look up Federal Reserve Act Section 16. Let's check the record.
Okay.
Let's check the record. Go check the record and come back and tell us. You're on your computer. Talk to us. It's Federal Reserve Act, Section 16. Neffy. Excuse me. Hey, y'all, I had a smoothie bowl earlier. It was so good. Man. And while she's gathering that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the hottest media show on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all bring your drama, bring your toxicity, and we're going to handle it in court. I'm finna make a bunch of commercials for it. No, just check the record, baby. Yeah. We're going to make this hot and fun. Hot and fun. Everybody just hot and fun. Hey, hot and fun. The debt collectors hate the Federal Reserve Act. Of course. Of course. Because it establishes under 28 USC 3001 what the Federal Debt Collection Act is. Uh-oh. They don't like that when you get definitions in. Lifestyle, they don't like that. When you get definitions in, that's some motherfuckers like, hey, bruh. He want to be all technical. Yep, you absolutely right. Power is verbal. We're waiting. The court is waiting. You will be given sanctions.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, here we go. Oh, now she left again.
No, I didn't. I can't read it. I can't read it at the same time. It's not letting me. But anyways, it's the section of the Federal Reserve 16 is on notes. So it's regarding the issuance of promissory notes and the federal regulations regarding them.
Uh-oh. Say that again.
It's regarding the federal regulation of promissory notes and the issues regarding them.
Oh, man. They don't like that. When you use their rules against them. They don't like when you know what a negotiable instrument is. Because guess what? I sent mine off. Now, I just got a response back, which I sent off my contract first. And so they sent it to the CFPB. And I was like, okay, I see that I did it wrong. My check will be in the mail in 21 days. They going to send that back. Send it on back. Send me my check. Hey.
What did you say they did with the CFMB?
My contract, I guess they thought I was making a complaint at the office of the comptroller. And so they sent it over, and they opened up a complaint for T-Mobile. And I was like, no. And then they sent me a letter the same day. I got them both in the mail. And it said that they couldn't help me. So, you know what I'm saying? The OCC pushed the issue over there. So now I just mailed my promissory note last Monday. It wouldn't have gotten to them until about Thursday or Friday. They wouldn't have even processed or looked at it or anything until this week. You know what I'm saying? So 21 days, I talked to Courtney. She was like, no, it takes about 21 days for them to send you the check. So, my bad. So that's about waiting period. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to see what they're going to do about Chase Bank. Because you did T-Mobile, but what about Chase Bank? What about my bank statements? What about my bank statements? What about them statements? What about them statements? Because I sent you a letter. I sent them an affidavit. So the OCC is responsible for it now. That's what y'all don't realize without recourse. You're responsible for it now. I sent it to you. Shit. Ain't that right, lifestyle? Hey, that ain't my responsibility no more. You go instrument. Hey, that ain't what, you feel me? That ain't my responsibility no more. I sent the bill off. I sent the coupon off. Neffy, what's up? You don't know you up here, do you? Hell no. I don't know if this is you picture, but they're adorable. But we because you sound like you getting into some shit. Anyway, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, they don't like when you know your rights because when you know your rights, there's nothing left for them to do. Bam, bar. Put that in the chat.
All right, you didn't set me up for my study session. So now that I've listened in on you in honor, I'm gonna have to dip out. I gotta get on the road. I'll talk to you soon, bro. God,
For sure.
keep him knowledgeable, keep him strong. Y'all do well.
Of
Thanks,
course,
Ellis.
star later.
Later.
Johnny D. Welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Is there anybody else that wants to come up and get their case heard today on Check the Record? It's Court Talk. This is Court Talk. It is the hottest show on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you right now, you know what I'm saying? If you got your beef, you got a disagreement, you beefing with somebody, hey, I need y'all to come on up and come on up. All right, thank you. If any of you have a disability in ADA involved, your case, those funds are away. Yep, facts. Facts. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, man, we'll go ahead and end it here. An hour and 30 minutes. I think that's a cool length for the show. If you guys want to come check out Court Talk, come on back at 9 o'clock tonight. This was more of a pilot episode, but I love it because, you know, people really came in and really engaged. And, you know, man, you know, and we really went hard. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all, man. This has been Check the Records Court Talk. And y'all stay tuned. We will be on every night, TikTok Live, YouTube Live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So your butts will be, you know, say nice and firm in the bed, and we can make it happen, Captain. All right? All right. This is the Nation of Divine Creation. We are out. Boom.